Ce qui va suivre est l'interview de Cearadeth, le détenteur du record du monde de speedrun de Dishonored 2 dans toutes les catégories. Si vous ne parlez pas anglais, n'hésitez pas à regarder la vidéo avec des sous-titres. Cette interview a également servi à la réalisation de cette vidéo, donc pensez à y jeter un œil. Bonne vidéo. Hi!
Hello.
I have like a few questions, if you can understand really quickly. So, first of all, who are you personally and for the speedrun community? And how did you discover Dishonored 2 or like the speedrun of Dishonored in general?
I'm Johannes or Cearadeth, right? So I guess I discovered Dishonored 2 when it came out. I've been speedrunning it since day one because I was already part of the Dishonored community. But I was just a runner of Dishonored 1. Currently, I'm the speedrun moderator of Dishonored 1, 2, and Death of the Outsider, and quite a few others, actually. Because it's been, 7 years now since the game came out, almost. So a lot has changed in that time. I kind of switched. I used to stream very different content, and then I kind of switched to speedrunning, and I figured that, oh, hey, you can make a community out of speedrunning. I'm not obsessed with it or anything. So my main reason to run was that I can just have people to chat with. And it just kind of ended up being that Dishonored 2 ended up being a really nice game for me. So I do actually like running it as well. I'm not just doing it because I have basically no competition. So it kind of sucks. So it kind of sucks because I really try to get people running it, but then they usually don't for a really long time. So yeah, we've had one person, Björni, back in 2017 and 2018, a bit in 2019 as well. He actually ran all of the 8. Back then, there were 8 categories to the game, and he ran all of them. And we switched. One of us had all the rec keys, and then the other one had all the rec keys, and we would trade all the time. It was really fun, but that hasn't been the case in 3 years or so.
That's pretty fun because you already answer more of the first question I have already wrote. Because I was at first you have played the game normally or you already here for the speedrun, but because you already here with the Dishonored 1, I think that's pretty clear. You have already speedrun the first, you're gonna go on the second. So for other question I have, you speedrun many variety of games. I was pretty shocked when I saw that on your Twitch channel.
I have I think I've done 100 categories or something. No, 100 games, but 100 categories. I've done maybe 40, 50 games.
But 100 categories is pretty huge.
It is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, but not to the same extent. The only game that I really care about the world records is Dishonored 2. Everything else is just I love learning runs, and it's fun to learn new stuff with the community. And there's a lot of people French speedrunner Seeker TV. You might have seen him on Dishonored 1. He even had the Dishonored 2 world record for a second earlier this year. And he and everybody else who plays Doom, Prey, BioShock, all of those first person movement based FPS games, we basically kind of move together from one game to the next to the next to the next. So a huge chunk of those people are part of my community as well. So it just makes sense that once there's a new hot speed game, I'm oh hell yeah, let's try that out.
I remember on your Twitch channel, I saw that was not only FPS, but many of those are just I don't like this term, but random games.
Yeah,
it's just for the community, I think.
Yeah. It's they don't really follow any trend other than.
It's just fun to go fast on the random game, I think.
Yeah, it's there's games I've tried most of the classic speedruns Super Mario 64, Mirror's Edge, Pokemon Red, Oblivion, Morrowind, things like this. That's basically what I've been doing over the years. I've been trying out because there's a reason why these really active games, like Celeste, for example, there's a reason why these games have a community that is still active because the games are actually fucking good. The runs are really good. So I've just wanted to learn those. Like, I love Mirror's Edge speedrun, but I can't dedicate that much time to get really good at it. And I know all the top runners. Like, again, most of them are part of my community. I know a lot of the X runners, etc. Like, there's really kind of tight circles. And with that, I see somebody else running something, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that out.
So what's your thought about the speedrun in general? I think I already understand what you're seeing in them, but in general, you have one thing to think about the speedrun in general. It's just a new way to discover a game, or it's just you're bored and you think, well,
it's content. Like, yeah, I mean, Twitch isn't like my full-time job. I'm unemployed, quote unquote, but it does pay my rent. So I do want to stream every day if I can, and sometimes, if nobody's challenging your records, you can only try to grind them so much. You know what I mean? Like, my times are imperfect, but I don't have the motivation. I need that, like, extrinsic, whatever the fucking motivation. Somebody has to challenge my times. Otherwise, I don't care. So, I wouldn't have ran any percent no powers in a million fucking years. I tried it like a month ago, but then I saw Tlau play it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Maybe he beats it."
To be honest with you, I wasn't see you are so alone on the hill. It's kind of funny because I was thinking, yeah, you're a fucking world record on a game that needs at least 20 hours to finish.
Yeah,
and you done it in like 25?
Yeah. No powers is 26 minutes, yeah.
And
19 minutes for any percent normal.
And no one give like a chance to beat it, or at least make something to be better at it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I've done my share of tutorialization, and I'm doing a series on YouTube right now about like the history of these runs, going through all the strats, basically from the day one world record, the last one, and like literally going through every single strategy that has changed, which is a lot of work, right? But people have loved those videos, but it's a tiny game, so nobody gives a shit in the end. It's a bit sad, but what can you do?
Yeah, but in French community at least, I don't know if you have understood it. For sometimes there was a stream about speedrunning games, and at some point, that's personally where I discovered the speedrun of Dishonored 2 with Intello again, and I was thinking like the stream has a huge range of people who see it, and maybe they're gonna try at least the speedrun.
Yeah,
and, man, as you might say, if you try like 10 times and you don't get what you was looking for, you just go away and deal with it, I think.
Yeah, we no powers, we have a lot of people specifically for that, and I think it is because of there was like a stream or a couple streams even that were showcasing that specific run, and we had a bunch of French people come in because of that, 100%. There was one French person, Cearadeth. I don't know if you saw him on the leaderboards. Yeah, he did beat my record a year ago, but then again I beat it, and then he didn't bother playing anymore. He wanted to learn some other stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a cat, a very vocal cat. Don't mind her.
At start, I was thinking that was my cat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna mute it because I'm talking in it, so it's kind of bothersome. I'm just gonna start it with saying that even though we don't use powers, there is actually a difference between the characters. there is a slight difference. It's like 20 seconds or something total.
Okay. I
It's
wasn't
when,
thinking is a lot of time in between those, but okay.
Yeah, it's when she puts like her mask on. Like when Corvo does the mask animation, it's really long, but Emily only has to like do the little like scarf or whatever. Like that's really really tiny thing, and it kind of adds up because at the start of every mission, you pretty much do that animation. I don't remember if it's like 20 seconds, but it's something like that. Do you want me to highlight like all the speed tech stuff, or do I just go with like the interesting, kind of unique to no powers stuff?
You can go for only what you think is the most
Like interesting, basically. Yeah, because there's like a lot of tiny shit like this, like picking up this dude's key and stuff like that. There isn't really anything fancy, but the bottle skips, I guess, are kind of interesting. So this bottle that I grab is completely cosmetic. I'm not trying to do any glitch with this. I'm actually trying to land it here on this shelf. So when the door opens, it breaks. There is no time save, but the thing is, you can always grab this glass or bottle or whatever, and you can just throw it, and then it's like a lottery thing. It's like a little mini game for the stream. Like, when you've played this stupid game for 2,500 hours, you need shit like this. Otherwise, you're going to go insane. I've seen this intro like 30 billion thousand times.
And for the record, like the whole world was here, has not intended to be here at this time.
No, he could hit you right here. It's completely random if these guards here follow you down, or if they stay here, if they notice you, because it depends on how fast you run down, kill Ramsey, get the stuff, and then you run back. So these guards they can even be here when you run in, and they can body block you here, and that's a reset. So when I jumped in like this, I don't remember if I cursed, but I think I cursed that why are these guards here again? Because I had recently had really bad luck with them for some fucking reason.
But I go beyond that. Like you're gonna show us in a few seconds, the bottle skip with the animation you have later can be cancel again with those guards.
Oh yeah, it can. Like they can actually cancel it. Like they can cancel this animation as well. So if they hit you right here now, you would save a split second because I'm stuck. I can only move now. So it's like let's see, 34. It's like 2.5 seconds or so that you could save. And here as well, because the way that it actually works is that you lean and we throw the bottle here at a specific spot, and a bottle basically bounces, and then next time it's trying to detect if there is anything here, it's going to hit me, and you basically take a minimal amount of damage, not realistically damage, but the game thinks like, oh, something hits you, and then it cancels it. But if you are just interacting with the mask, if the guard would throw a brick at you, that would cancel it all the same, but it's completely random. Like, you can't really manipulate that. And
with that, you already done Ramsey and the intro in like 46 seconds?
Yeah, 46. That's very normal time.
Okay.
Around 46 seconds. And yeah, leaps. This is like the only leap that requires about 120. I have 117 FPS here, but I can still make it just fine. But the setup that we use, which you can't obviously see here because I just kind of YOLO it, is aiming to the right side of this. But, you know, I've just ran here so often, they just remember it by heart. And if I don't hit it, then I'll reset. It's like 50 seconds. Who cares? And yeah, leaps. I don't know if you mechanically know how they work.
Yeah, I think it's, if my memory don't make mistakes, it's like you go on an object and you have an animation for that. But if you cancel the animation with you go and take your your gun or something else, you can cancel the animation. And if you during all those time continuing press spacebar, you can you can have much speed and go away, I think.
Yeah, it's basically holding space normally wouldn't work. We allow macros. So we allow the macros that we can use, we provide them to people. So people can just hold space. But it's basically just emulating scroll wheel, like a free scroll mouse, like a G502 or other free scroll mice. So it's just spamming inputs, and then it's the right timing to just, like, you can see I pull out my gun here, and then it's like a timing thing. And here again, the same thing again and again. The thing is that every single one of these climb ups, like if you look at this climb up that I'm doing, it's like this animation. And when I pull out that gun, well, it's a slightly different animation when you're climbing from under, because you can see the hands I'm grabbing. The animation basically matters. Like, which animation you get determines the timing. This isn't a big deal, but in order to get the best leaps possible, you pretty much have to do that. Like well, I just wanted to say that you could imagine that the leap timing is like, it's really wide. Like, you can get a leap if you press the button really early or if you press it really late. But in order to get the best speed possible, you want to hit it like at the sweet spot in the middle. And that's what the FPS is helping for. Like, the higher your FPS, the easier it is to do. The game caps the FPS to 120, and that's basically like, you can get past that with a VSync, but it doesn't really seem to help that much. So that's the other reason why people don't run this, is because even though this game came out 2016, people's hardware still today cannot get consistent 120, which is stupid. Like, I have a pretty okay rig, like 5700X CPU and a 3080. 38, like, it wasn't even out. The 10 series came out like 2015. That's 2 generations of GPU afterwards. And I can just barely get pretty consistent 120 on all low when I'm scaling my resolution down as well. I'm not even playing on 1440p. I'm playing on like 720p textures, basically. And like, it's still dropping. Like, look at, like, it's hilarious. So this again doesn't matter that much in the end, but people look at it and it's like it affects their mental game, because they can easily blame the FPS on mistakes and like getting shitty tricks. Like, they can't do things because of frames, basically, and then they don't want to play the game. So especially with this category, because the leaps are FPS based, a lot of people who get into this game want to play this specific category. They have like a lower end PC. They see that they can't get consistency with leaps and they quit. So
yeah, I was not seeing that this way, but yeah.
But it is because I moderate the Discord, and I know this to be true because people complain about it all the time, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
And another thing with the no power category, I remember seeing one of your tutorials, and like you were saying, if you play in no power speedrun, you don't like life or something like that. It's
oh yeah, mostly. I mean, I joke a lot, right?
yeah,
like,
yeah. But it's funny because
it is shit. It's the worst category. It is literally the worst category. As somebody who's played all of these categories, it is the worst. It is the most boring. There's least you can change in the run. Like, it's pretty set. And back when I made that, we most likely relied heavily on randomness. In Mission 3, there's a bone charm that will spawn. And Laos run got that bone charm. This run didn't get that bone charm. It basically saves you like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, Zephyr.
Zephyr, yeah. Which is why it was really funny that this run ended up beating his run, because sure, it was only like a second or two faster, but I basically lost 20, 30 seconds because I didn't get the bone charm. So that's just pathing, basically. He just has shit pathing, and that's okay. He's played the game very little. That's totally understandable. But that's just how it goes. So yeah, it is the worst. Like, I've tried getting people running any other category, basically. I think this category is boring as shit. Like, I'm not gonna touch it, like, unless I have to, basically. And that's just, again, I know a lot of people seem to like it. I don't quite understand why. People usually pick it up because it's the easiest to learn, because you don't have to deal with blink or far reach. You don't have any clips because you can't clip without powers. So, yeah.
Like you say, like it's more easy to understand, and for my conception of the speedrunning, the any percent no power is like parkour. It's it's easy to understand visually. You feel me? And
yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I super understand what you mean. I super duper understand what you mean. I just wanted to show you, like, I super get what you mean. It's like, it's so understandable that it's easy to watch and learn and stuff. Like, if you compare, well, we don't get to conservatory yet in that, but this is Corvo 90%, right? So it is like, it's miles different because, like, you can't necessarily comprehend exactly what's happening here because, like, it is skipping a lot and it's really fucking fast, right? And it doesn't make it, like, at this point you've barely started the no powers mission because, like, you don't have movement speed upgrades, you can't blink, the only thing you can do is leap. So it's easy to follow, yeah. It's just unfortunate that it's also the one that suffers the most from hardware, like
hardware requirement.
Yeah, because where every single time where in any percent Emily or Corvo we can blink or far reach, we have to leap in no powers. So you do like 30 more leaps than any percent does or something stupid. So every single one of those, the lower your FPS is, the worse you're going to perform. So kind of sucks. Kind of fucking sucks. And here normally we would get movement speed upgrades in any other category, but we can pick up runes which upgrade our powers, but they just turn to money in no powers. Like, there is no use for them, basically. And if you go to a store or something in this run, it's way too slow. They are all like, they're not like in easy to access locations and stuff. So money doesn't really come to play whatsoever. We have to pick all the resources in the missions.
Yeah, so that's what you were saying before. Like, the run is already set. If you go out of the path, you're gonna
your time's just gonna suck. Yeah.
Okay, so already mission 2.
Yeah, mission 2. This is gonna be like, I don't know, 20 seconds if that. Really fast leap. This is a new setup that I found out. Whee! It's pretty fast, and then turns out the end of the mission. This doesn't really have. There's no objective other than get to the exit. So we can just leap, and we can just leap and climb this, and that's it. Done. There is no objectives.
In the normal games, I think this level is just meant to understand your power.
Yes, yeah, it's just to introduce your power. And that's something I would say. I think I have no evidence of this, but there are a couple things in this game that kind of point this no powers thing being added at like not like pretty late. Like, there are a couple collectives in the next level which you cannot get in no powers. There is a bone charm you physically cannot get without glitching.
Oh.
So you cannot do 100% speed. You cannot do 100% playthrough of this while playing no powers. That automatically kind of screams to me like, hey, is this good? Is this okay? You might be wondering, well, when did the community learn of this? First day people were tweeting Arcane. First day. So it's actually on top of this building, this big building right here. And there's no way they didn't build a way for you to get there without powers. There's a bone charm and some money. You can't get that. You have to use that. I literally had to come up with a glitch to get it, because that's why I said we only had 8 categories before, because there's any percent, all collectibles, and non-lethal ghost, and then there's 3 play styles: Corvo, Emily, no powers. Yeah. So you couldn't get all collectibles with no powers, so we couldn't do the 9th category. So when I figured out that, oh shit, you can whale oil climb, which we'll see soon, I was like, oh cool, now we can do the category. Amazing. It's how dumb is that though? Like how dumb is that? But that, and also the levels don't really seem to flow amazingly without powers. Like a lot of there's like a lot of shortcuts. There's a lot of the fish stuff and the rat stuff. That's obviously made for powers, right? But if you just run through these levels without using any powers, it feels really dumb. Like they just don't feel good. So this level, for example, is a very straightforward level. Sorry.
Just excuse me to cut you. You don't go for the bone charm?
Like it's the for that bone charm at the start here.
Yeah. On the
there's only one bone charm it could be that's useful. That's it's like a 1 in 37 chance then, or something stupid. It's Swift Stalker. Okay. And the way that normal bone charms work in this game is that they are they are either half or 1/4 of as good as they were in Dishonored 1, because you can bone charm craft in this game.
Okay.
Which basically means you can get Swift Stalker, for example, which gives you 10%. It's not 10%, but it's like 8% movement speed when your weapon is sheathed. Okay, that's pretty cool. But imagine if you could stack it 4 times with the bone charm crafting, which we don't have access to. Obviously, it's a power.
Okay.
So they can't make the normal bone charms too powerful because of that.
Okay.
Because then you could stack them and they would be really silly. Zephyr doesn't have this. It's a corrupted bone charm. You cannot craft corrupted bone charms.
Oh, okay.
So that's why there are Zephyr, and then there's Fleet Fighter, which is a black bone charm, which also has the same thing. You cannot craft them. You can't stack them with itself.
Okay.
So if this was Swift Stalker, well, you're introducing more RNG to the run, which I don't really enjoy, because I'm trying to make these runs and routes for new people to come in and to possibly take the time away from me and stuff. It's the same way with the Zephyr bone charm. I was trying to beat my previous time without Zephyr, so I could show people that, hey, you can get a good time without Zephyr.
It's possible, yeah.
Right. It's a 7% drop chance, basically.
7%?
7% to have Zephyr there. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's
so
12.
Low.
Yeah. There is, because it's the first one, and it's basically what ends up happening. You're playing 5 minutes and then you reset. So I don't really enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
What Slough did was, apparently I didn't watch his streams because he speaks French. I can't fucking understand. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And he does his own thing anyway. He's not associated with like any of the community, like at all. He does completely his own thing, and that's cool. That's completely fine. Like he doesn't submit runs as well, right? Like he just does his own thing. That's totally cool. But it's basically what he did is he went to check for Zephyr, and if it was there, he would continue. If it wasn't there, he would continue, because his time was so shit that he could get a personal best no matter if he had the bone charm or not.
Oh, okay.
So it makes sense to just do like no reset runs unless the run dies somewhere else.
Okay.
So yeah, and I was trying to actively remove that bone charm from this speedrun, because we used to go for Zephyr in any percent as well, like normal any percent. But then the run got way more complicated with leaps. And we just figured, it was me and Björny back then, we just figured that why complicate it more? Why try to go a bit more faster when we're just killing the runs with randomness? Like there's like a balance of fun and the best stuff you can do. Like, you have to balance it, because nobody's going to run a game that's slightly faster, but like the worst randomness ever. Because we already have 2 randomness checks in this run, the Riddle and Duke. So you don't want to stack those things on top of each other, because then nobody's going to finish any runs. So it turns out it doesn't actually save. It doesn't actually save more than maybe 8-12 seconds or so in any percent anyway. Because we don't really walk anywhere. We just fucking leap and blink, etc. So here I did go and check the Zephyr, because I was derusting basically at this point. This was like my second run or something that I had done in a long time, and I failed to kill Hypatia. It's hilarious. Normally you would use an incendiary dart here, like that's like the way to go, because you would shoot her once with an incendiary and once with anything else, and she dies. But I choose not to go for that, because we need incendiaries a lot. For example, what we're about to do here, we can shoot the whale oil tank.
Yeah.
So we need that.
Just a question. I'm gonna make a huge comparison with the speedrun of Entelo. Excuse me for that, because that's like the first one I see making the world record in theory, not submitting. But for the killer of Hypatia, it is worth to just like kill her from down and just make a new sweep of the sword on him, like you two-shot him. It is worth in the speedrun, or your strategy actually.
You can get an animation if you do that. It's really risky because every time you do one of these like named NPCs like Jindosh or Duke, if you're too close when you do the sword swing, you can get into a really long animation. There's like a slowdown. It's kind of like the Ramsey animation we do.
Yeah, okay.
We don't really have an option there. So I just choose to do something that works every time.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
comfy, works every time. And again, like clearly this run wasn't that optimized in a way where like a second in a kill or something.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Yeah.
Okay,
Basically, you should just do whatever, kill her in whatever fashion.
Okay. So the doctor is already done. You have already
done. Yeah. We use there's a little funny thing here with the leap. There's a rock protruding under this water. So even though it's deep water, if you just aim right, you can get a bunny hop from that rock. So it's Jesus jump, because walking on water, and allows you to get to Megan a bit faster. So that's why we do it, because you need to interact with her in order to finish the mission. So
okay.
we'll have to go there really fast. Intermission of this, the fourth intermission, there is nothing. It's very basic. You just talk to Megan and then you fuck off. But you can see the animation here when we say okay. You can see the mask animation. It's really fast.
Yeah. Okay.
That's dummy fast.
Okay.
Has to like look at the mask and like ponder about life, fucking pay his taxes, call his children. It's fucking stupid. But for casual gameplay, who cares, right? Like it's not a big deal.
It's pretty funny because like the other day I was looking for the difference between the Emily and the Corvo speedruns. Like the bottle skip you do in the first of the game, and I was thinking in my mind, yeah, Corvo is fucking fast compared to Emily. But when you make it in balance, the speed for the bottle skip and all the little animation they have with his mask, it's kind of cool for real.
Yeah, and it's also there's another like really good reason why we do the bottle skips differently, is that the hitboxes work differently for the characters.
Oh.
So when you interact with an object like a door with Corvo, as soon as you interact, the same fucking frame, your hitbox gets transferred to the door. So the animation happens and your hitbox moves with the animation. You get teleported there. Emily, it slides kind of slowly behind her, which means we cannot do the bottle throw we do with Corvo with Emily because we can't see what the fucking animation is. Like, we can't see where the hitbox is. So we would just miss the bottle, basically. It's super unreliable.
Okay.
And then with Corvo, because of that, the leaning works still, but it's harder because the hitbox is already there. Like, the hitbox is there instantly, versus Emily isn't quite there, then you interact, then it's there. So it's like, there's a specific, that's like the reason we do that. It's a bit different. Why is it like that? Fucking nobody knows, obviously. We wouldn't know. But it took us some time to figure out why it wasn't consistent sometimes, and it was. Because we didn't think, oh, the characters have different... The characters' hitboxes move differently. Like, why would you ever think about that? Like, that's just not,
Yeah, I understand. But it's not the only thing that's so awkward with this game. Like...
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. No, it's very true. This game is absolutely scuffed. Like it's a piece of shit in many ways, but at least it works usually.
Pretty funny because I already view like a few speedruns of other games, and every time you ask for the speedrunner what he like in his game, in many ways he told. It's a fucking piece of shit, and and he keeps continuing doing like it's kind of funny for real.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the more broken a game is, the more opportunities there are. If it's a really solid game that doesn't allow you to break the boundaries, it's boring kind of for speedrunning. Like, I hate this game casually. I thought it was a fucking actual piece of shit. It was so boring. Worst 8 hours of my life. I'll never get those back. I played it on opening day. I was getting 35 FPS. Like, I'm a bit of an FPS snob in the way that I get sick. Like, I can't play first-person games if the frames are, like, going back and forth. Like, I get sick, simulation sickness. Same way if a game has a really low field of view, it feels like I'm boxed in. I'm getting nauseous. So it's not me just being like, oh, I can't play those games. I, like, actually cannot. So I didn't play this game in one sitting because I played it on the opening night, and then it was like 4 a.m., and I was feeling fucking sick. I got to mission 6 and I was feeling sick. I got to mission 6, the sandstorm happened. I dropped to like 20 FPS, and I was like, brother, no fucking way. No, I'm gonna go to bed. This isn't worth it, guys.
Why?
Then I woke up, finished the playthrough, and did the first speedrun of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
But another question like that, like for the first one, that's not make you this feeling. It's really awkward because the first one is really long in terms of, like you were saying earlier, the game feels more slow than the second one.
It doesn't anymore. When's the last time you've checked Dishonored 1 speedruns?
Oh, I think like a year or two, maybe.
Yeah, because let me show you something.
Oh.
It's not that slow anymore. Do you know why? Because we made a mod to live split which it fast forwards the boat sequences.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing now. So if we go here and there's the end of mission 1 right here. This isn't like a sped up footage or anything. But this is how it looks in game now. You can see the game timer also goes fast. This cuts 11 minutes from a 32-minute run. So a 32-minute run is 21 minutes in real time now. Yeah, so this shit makes... And it's not just the boat rides, by the way. Here, if we look at the Empress assassination or whatever, as soon as we go here, fast.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, so this first intro, which normally takes 3 minutes, it's like 1 minute and 20 or something. Like, it's really fucking fast. We couldn't speed up everything because of it's a bit of a jank game, but we sped up. For example, the Flooded has like a 3-minute cutscene, right, or whatever. But this shit takes like, I don't know, 25 seconds. Like this is really fast. So yeah, I wasn't working on this. There were a couple people working on it, and we as a mod team, we were like, yeah, this is the best thing we can do for this game.
I remember back in the day was when I discovered the speedrun of Dishonored 2. I already own like a free scroll mouse.
Yeah, G502 is pretty common at least. Yeah,
and I was like, I just discovered your tutorial with the leap, and I was like, yo, it's fucking awesome. But the other thing is, I have a new mouse, and to be clear, I don't want to switch my mouse once a day because I want to do fucking tricks. So when I discovered the scroll macro, I was pretty impressed, and it's like a quality of life for real. And in my mind, I was thinking all the speedrun community was like elitist, like you cannot do something, then don't do them.
Yep.
But
it's true for a lot of games, yeah. But there's like a rule that you couldn't know, but it's basically treat every single community as individual community. Like there isn't a greater speedrunning community. There is in the sense that people go to Games Done Quick and other shit, but like every single game has their own set of rules.
Yeah.
So we don't try to, like I've moderated so many fucking games and I've been part of it because I you might kind of get this, like I'm not like an elitist or anything, but it's really easy for me to communicate.
Yep.
And it's really easy for me to tell to shut the fuck up, bitch. Like what are you talking about? You're fucking out of your mind. Because sometimes you just need that. And I don't mind being the bad guy, and sometimes because people don't want to be the moderators that say stuff like that. But sometimes you have to know where to draw the line. So we haven't had any issues in any of those games because, well, we just communicate clearly. And quality of life, inclusivity, accessibility, and things like that. A big thing in almost every game that I play. And
in addition to the hardware requirement for this game in particular, like if you have to buy a new mouse because you speedrun a game that is already pretty hard to run on PC.
Fuck no. Yeah, how would I ever get anybody to play this fucking game? We only allowed the macro like in 2018 or something because it took us a while to get it to working because it's not just spamming space, it's actually emulating scroll wheel, and we had to make it sure it would work for everyone. We couldn't just make it so, the top runners, this works for like the top 3 people. No, we had to make a macro that works for every fucking one. So we had a couple people who were really smart figure out how to do that, and they did it. And a lot of that base of that macro is being used in Mirror's Edge. It's being used in other games as well. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just, those sort of things have to be done. So nothing's ever set in stone. Like, it's literally just a video game with a rule set and a fucking leaderboard with your times on it. It's not that serious, but not everybody sees it that way.
Just if I speak on the speedrun again, I don't want you to go back in the past, but you have made a leap to go to the Jindosh without take the key for going to the
we just do a leap on the railings.
Yep.
And if you just keep holding the jump macro, if you jump on like the first 3-4 frames, you don't get damaged from the railings, and it's really cool. It's a really cool trick. Yeah, you can do that even without leaps. Like you can just jump on the railings. So
for real?
Yeah, you can just jump on that. It's slow as shit though, because you can't run. So like this is fast because we get this leap speed, but you could just basically run here. You can get damaged. Like you need to hold block as well. That's what I wanted to show you. As long as you're holding block, you don't get certain animations. For hard fall animations and climb up animations, they can't happen. You can't climb anything. You also can't get the stagger animation that happens if you get damaged here. So you could get damaged. It's just random. It's literally just random, but that's okay because Then you use a health potion, but you don't get staggered. You don't lose your speed.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that. We just go in. We do another little funny shot with the incendiary after we pull the lever. And this is every single run actually does this, which is pretty funny. You go here, then you shoot the incendiary dart and break the wall of light. Very easy stuff.
It's really fun because you broke a level that is in real game a fucking nightmare to figure it out.
It is, but it's a really easy level in the end because everything only has 2 states. Because there's always lever which does either on or off. And in casual gameplay, yeah, sure, it might be a bit of a mindfuck.
But here, it's fucking easy. You just trigger a fucking oil tank, and all is gone.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Fun fact, I just want to show this because I think it's really funny. Do you know YouTuber Game Maker's Toolkit? GMTK?
Nope.
He does, like, I don't know what you're into, but he does, like, he was actually having a conversation about Clockwork Mansion with Arcane devs. Like, this is like 300,000 views, which is pretty funny. And they were using...
What you want to do first?
They were, like, basically using my footage in the background, my speedrun, the world record back then, in the background for explaining how people broke this. How we go fast, basically.
It's fucking awesome.
And I found it hilarious. And I said, Elmar, seeing your own run in the middle of this was confusing but funny.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I found this hilarious. I thought that was really funny. Like, I was like, dude, let's go. And so yeah, it's funny obviously because like if the devs saw at least that part, that's canon. So. Here with Jindosh, we want to get to this before he presses the button of the elevator, if possible, because then we can open this, and then this elevator isn't coming up, because then you could just drop all the way down and go through the door. Sadly, I was slow because fucking we had to grab these rewires, which I wanted to show here. That's why my split is called rewires, because I keep missing these and then I have to reset. These 2 rewires come very handy. And I'm losing time basically, and Jindosh is making distance. So this is why he gets to the button.
Okay.
So if I didn't pick up those rewires, would have to do just a minor reroute in the end. But then we would never have faced that issue. It's just easier to grab them here.
Okay. Another leap.
Here we take a leap. Here we take the Jindosh, the elevator down here.
And here. You missed the spot for having the right pressure plates. Like you can have it like in 2 plates, but you chose to pick another one.
Yeah, you can do it that way as well. Yeah, this is just like way more consistent.
Oh, okay.
Because this is consistent because the clockwork basically like what we do here is I don't step this all the way to the end like you can see.
Yeah, okay.
And then I break this and then this makes it so that wall is down and we can just run to that one instead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically you have to do the same amount of like steps and whatever, but now the clockwork cannot fuck with you.
Oh, okay.
And it's really consistent. It's really fast. Then we use this to climb. We have the elevator down here.
Funny because I didn't see the comment of your stream like France is dangerous.
France is dangerous. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I for some fucking reason we meme on a lot of like I said we have a lot of French people in the community. Like a lot of speedrunners for some fucking reason are French, and we just meme on French. For France for some reason. Paris stinks and all that. Like, I don't know why we have so many France memes, but once memes become part of your community, that's what it is, right? And a lot of the time, the French people are the ones memeing about it. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like croissant, baguette, and
exactly. Yeah. One of my I do very bad French impressions about Arcane making Dishonored getting hit in the head. You know, it's like it's what we do.
Oh,
What-
God's
what
sake.
you had- yeah. I do these like be right back clips basically, and I have like a bunch of clips from my Twitch. A lot of those are just like, for some reason, cursing their French. No reason. Well, like at least 5% of them must be.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's okay.
Funny. Yeah, it's no harm. Yeah. I have no experience, obviously. I've never fucking traveled outside of Finland, so I wouldn't fucking know. Here it's pretty funny. Again, like I said, the game's shit, right?
Yeah.
So I've been talking about the FPS. I'm at 120 FPS.
Yep.
Here you can see I actually go to 60 FPS on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because this ashtray, did you see what it did?
Oh.
Yeah. It fell down. Well, the thing is, there's a clip, where is Sokolov learned to leap or whatever the fuck it is. Basically what happens is he gets hit. He gets fucking hit by that thing, which is hilarious and at the same time really sad because then that kills your run. Where is shorts? It's just really dumb. But basically, you have to go. Here we go. You have to go low FPS, or otherwise you risk things like this happening. I forgot how screen share works in this.
The record and I
So what happens is I'm not at 60 FPS. This ashtray goes fucking apeshit
What?
and hits Sokolov. Yeah,
Fuck is Sokolov, brother in Christ.
and he's here now. And you can't just interact with him. You have to actually either choke him or you have to go and interact with this thing, and it goes back into this. And then you have to go through the animation of getting out of this thing again.
What
Slow.
The wagon.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
I switch.
And it's only because of this ashtray. And this happens only if you're 120 FPS ish. Like the more FPS you have, the more this flies basically.
I
Why?
have already think like Sokolov would die in this situation,
Yeah.
but I wasn't expecting for this fucking ashtray.
Yep.
Come on.
It's pretty fucking shit. It's the only like real example of physics being able to fuck with the run. Other than on higher refresh rates, it feels like if you bump Sokolov's head, he might die easier. Like we could just throw him there, but if you're on higher than 100 FPS and you jump and any part of your body touches like a lamp, fucking dead. Like big time.
Yeah.
So often he's dead. In all collectibles, we have to pick up Sokolov and then go into the small vent. And the shortest route is to blink, and there's a fucking lamp next to it. So the amount of runs I've killed by blinking, my blink makes it just fine. But the part of Sokolov is touching the fucking lamp, and he dies.
Come on.
And just that lamp. Why? There is nothing here that we can do. I'm trying to jump on this tree for memes because I'm just killing time. Unfortunately, it's a timed section.
In other categories, you can climb this tree, no?
Yeah, you need movement speed for it. And
Yeah,
that's
okay.
an upgrade that you get with the runes, which we can't get.
Okay.
And even with Zephyr, you couldn't get on this tree. So
okay.
basically what happens is we get on top of this part right here. Then you jump down to this trigger. This trigger is always here. And then you start this cutscene. And when this cutscene starts, the game starts making this floor. So you just keep dropping down until there's a hitbox. It saves about, I think it's like 13 seconds or something. It's pretty good.
Oh.
Wow. So, because this is going to be like 145, 144, I think you can finish this in like 127. So it's actually even maybe more than that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a pretty good time save.
Yep.
Here's a bit of a bottle skip, but it has very little merit to do this because it just skips that one animation. But unfortunately, we are going to get a very long black screen here when we talk with Megan. Because again, other categories can skip this, but no powers cannot. So this is a 4-second black screen right here. Yeah. So no powers can't skip it because the trigger for this is like this stair or something. So if you need to do two things. You can't go further than that. So I physically, like, you can't be fast enough as well. Like, we can skip this trigger if we want, but then we're too slow because we can't leap there from here. There's nothing to leap from. So you have to be fast enough, and you have to skip the trigger. So it doesn't really matter what we do. We're just going to get that black screen every way. Anyway, it really sucks. But what can you do? Then Conservatory. Here's the first whale oil climb that we get very soon. So it's just very basic fucking... Oh, you do a leap there normally, but, you know, fucked it up. It's fine. No biggie. Use one of the rewires that we picked up, basically. Gets used there. Then I do this leap. And then here it's the same thing as with leaps, where you just hold down space. But then I also hold down a second macro. So I'm basically scrolling down and scrolling up at the same time. So, which you couldn't physically, obviously, do. But you can also just do this with, like, tapping F or tapping space. As long as you're holding one of the macros, it's fine. So you just climb with this. Yeah, it's flying. And then I want to keep this if possible. I think I kept it. Yeah, I want to keep it if possible, so we can do a second climb here. Saves a bit of time, so we don't have to climb inside. And that's that. There's no usefulness. It doesn't usually explode. It sometimes does, but basically what's happening is the game gets confused because I am falling down, but I'm interacting with it, and then it flings it. Whales are only supposed to explode on impact if you throw them. But we're not throwing, we're interacting. So even though he has momentum, the game doesn't see it that way. So it's pretty safe to just wait there for it to drop down. So even though it goes like fast, it doesn't matter. Like it's not going to explode. Except sometimes it does because fuck you. But it's going to explode 100% of the time if you throw it.
Okay.
Here I pick this one up to kill Brianna fast, but because the game's amazing, I throw it and it goes up. Why does me throwing it here go up? I cannot tell you why, but it does.
At the end of the interview, I think I'm gonna name this video a love letter to Dishonored 2, a great game.
Yeah, it is a great game. It is a fucking fantastic game. I have no clue why. Then you just kill Brianna. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. And after that, you do some.
You go down. Yeah, you get leaps. There is a second objective you need to interact with. So killing Brianna isn't enough. We need to also interact with that thing. Then we just have to do the best we can with leaps to get out, basically.
It's like you made some grocery before you kill him.
So then I get blocked. Obviously, I'm sure in the VOD I was really happy about this. It's blocking my leaps. Let's see. Don't you dare to block my... She's blocking my leap spot. Dude, the game knows. That's why you have to get this fast, or otherwise... The game, no, I was actually surprisingly calm. I think this was my first run of the day or something, so I wasn't full of this shit yet. But it's just... again, this is like something you can't... Like, there's a reason why I say this run sucks ass. Like, again, I just wanna compare it to the any percent. Yep. Which was, again, we were already in 5. But the way that we exit this mission is spectacular. We zoom in here, and then we leap, and we just go to the end. So yeah, sure, that's a hard fucking trick, where you have to basically aim at the right spot to get the right angle, and then you have to aim behind you. Because if you blink in front, you're going to hit this fence. You're going to aim just as slightly behind you, so you don't hit this tree and the fence, and then you just get a good line. So, yeah, we can't do any of that shit. You're just fucking stuck here like with a dick in your hand, fucking wondering, what the fuck am I playing this? So, yeah, again, like, there's a reason why I say all of these tricks are worse. All of the setups are worse. You have less options.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Again,
here's a very tiny skip. Yeah,
you could make a skip with the circle of interaction, no? Or it's not possible? Like you
we're
throw
doing
something.
it. We're doing it right here.
Oh,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah, we're doing it right here. You can't do all of these. Because some of them require setups where you have to throw it really high up, or you have to, like in Mission 8, we can't do it, but in Mission 6, we can do that. Intermission skip. It's like a good 3 seconds almost. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Dust District. I mean, again, there's nothing really. We use the second rewire here, and I pick up an extra, so we can use that in Mission 8.
I'm gonna make a little disclaimer for this section. You was about to talking about the fact the game is really random at some point. Here it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. This is one of the random points, but it's one of those things you can get really good at. The riddle. Like I get really consistent times, but sometimes you get an amazing riddle where you just have to flip less of the letters. So it's random. Like we can't see it. So every single time these letters here, these Marcola, Finch, Nazio, Marcola, and then Winslow are the same. So we just spin that one 3 times, and then even after 2,500 hours, I cannot for the fucking life of me remember that it is war metal, diamond, bird, snuffed in. Because if I did remember that, I could very easily know, like, oh, Finch ring, you only need to spin it once because it's the next one, even though you can't see it. And then if this Conti would be war metal, well, it's the one before, so you have to spin it like 4 times.
Okay.
So like I don't really do any of that, but this is always set. This is always like a set thing. It's really almost always this exact thing. Let me show you. So yeah, so it's like we pair these things. So you look at a name around here, you pair it with a thing around here. Name, thing, name, thing, name, thing. And the last one, you just have to remember which one you haven't touched yet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I do this and most people do this in 2 reads. So I just read the 2 names first, and then I put them in. So I read Conti, Snufton, Nazio, Diamond, and then I put them in. Conti, Snufton, Nazio, Diamond, and then I read Finch, War Metal, Winslow, Ring.
Oh,
And,
you made it 2 by 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last one's just whatever. Because yeah, sure, I could also do like Conti, Snufton, Nazio, Diamond, Finch, War Metal, Winslow, Ring. Dude, my brain, working memory. I usually chat with shit, etc. I need to hold up conversations. Like I can't fucking remember.
Okay. And a quick question that's not intended to be in the video, but in this case, there is no possibility to just trigger like and pass through to the wall? No.
Nope.
Okay.
We both of the runs nowadays actually go. There's an out of bounds you can do. And it's just there is no trigger.
Oh.
The trigger is doing the code.
Oh.
Like you have to do the code, you have to wait for the door to open, and then when you do this, this is where you get the enter prompt. And there is no trigger, there is nothing there. So physically we can get behind the door, there is nothing there. We have to interact with it, and you can't interact with it until you've done the code. It kind of sucks, but again, it's not a big deal. You know, my best here is with these splits, which I made. I like kind of reset them at some point. 145, and the PB had a 148, and I got a 145. I actually saved a bit of time.
Okay.
It's very consistent within like 2-3 seconds, almost always.
Okay.
There is no randomness coming to that spot. And then the riddle, you just have to do it. So. Then the shit part, this is where Zephyr would save basically a lot of time because you're like fucking running. There's nothing to do. We can't skip this. We know where the timepiece spawns. It's exactly below this section. We can get there. You can't interact with it. You can't. It doesn't have collision. There's nothing you can do with it.
Yeah.
So we can't skip it. Like as far as we know, there is no way. I've even managed to do a glitch where you can bring weapons here to kill outsider. he doesn't have collision during this. Like, you can't, weapon collision doesn't exist for some fucking reason. So you can't skip it. So you're just fucking stuck looking at this cunt. Like, there is a cutscene after this mission, which only these categories with no powers get.
Yeah.
Everything with powers skips it. Again, another reason not to play this fucking one. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, do you want to stare? Are you here to play a video game fast, or are you staring at a fucking cutscene? Like, it's ridiculous.
At some point, I understand the fact that the game is a bit slower in no power because you have some segment to manage, and like it's like a pause. You just you just need to be less solicited to be more efficient in the future. You see?
Yeah,
I think that, but. In fact, like you want to finish the game more quickly. I cannot disagree with you. The game is a bit slow. Yeah, a bit more slower in the no power than the power. I understand.
Yeah, you just have sections where you don't have control over saving time, basically. Like the next section where we do actually get that cutscene. Like here, we have 40 seconds to kill. Every single category has to kill 40 seconds here. All collectibles can get some collectibles during this, which is really cool. But we just go and open that so we can just leap and get the fuck out of here really fast.
Yeah.
So because otherwise bumping with the door would kill our speed. So we just gotta wait. Like even with no powers, like we still have to wait this long. Like it seems to have worked. And then soon, pop. You get a check box or check mark, whatever. Like there is a invisible line basically right here.
Yeah.
Where you have to be inside this when this thing pops, otherwise it doesn't. So we have to wait here.
And if you're not, you are stuck there with the whole cinematic or something.
You have about 2 seconds to get in within that section. Like once that trigger is done, and then you have to watch it again if you miss it. So that's it's like a minute time loss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here again, we have the cutscene. There's nothing to do here. For some reason, I crowned this hill up here. I crowned this Mount Harambe. I don't know why, but we just climb it, and we try to climb it here in the no powers. Obviously, we didn't always used to skip this, so we used to have to watch this cutscene as well, right? So we try to climb Mount Harambe. It's very much doable, obviously. And we just had to kill time, and then interact with this. And then we have to kill time again. There's nothing to do. And then the portal.
Okay.
So that's like 2.5 minutes. Just boring.
It's really savage when you see the timer and you think like you already made 80% of the game in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty savage when you see that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't see it that way because I see like, 21 minutes, lol, anything would have been done 2 minutes ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's sad, but yeah. Here's the other part of the RNG, the Duke. It's a 50% chance, so it's not too bad even.
I was thinking more.
No, it's 50%. Yeah, there's 2 Dukes always. There's one real, one fake, and then there's always a Duke in a certain location.
And for the check of the end of the mission, you need to kill one of them, or you need to have
the real one. The real one.
The real one.
Yeah, because we need a key from him, so we need to kill him, loot him, so we can access the vault.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can't really we can't do shit other than just pray, and this is where a lot of runs do kind of die. But yeah, it's not that bad. Overall, it's 50%. I mean, I've seen worse odds. Like, it's not that bad. Here is where we use that rewire we picked up earlier, so we can just get through this. Like, you can get around this wall of light in multiple ways, but that's the fastest. So basically, that's where if I come in here and I try to interact with this, and I didn't remember to pick up the rewires in Mission 4, I'm like, oh well, great. Then I'll just run into this fence.
Yeah.
and just reset.
I understand more clearly the rewires split.
Yeah, because like you want to make it all the way here. You don't even know you got bad luck here or not. Yeah, here as well is the same glitch. You do the leap. Then because the Duke spawns on the highest level, I'm gonna do this like it looks really funny the movement, but like this is the most efficient way to get up there. Because like normally you'd just be running inside and you'd be running like these stairs and it takes fucking forever. This section is basically timed. So as soon as you enter this section here, you have about 52 seconds or so to get to the dock. You can do whatever the fuck you want and get to the dock, and you're not going to lose a single second. So if you do it in 37 seconds, which is impossible, but you wouldn't gain any time because Megan isn't going to be there until 52 seconds or so.
Oh.
So you have a bit of a leeway. So the better you play this section, the more time you have in order you get bad luck. If you get bad luck, you can kind of like save yourself, if that makes sense. Because obviously if you go for world records, that's not really a thing. But here you just go in, check this. This Duke is always here, his chambers. Then we just murder him and loot him. And if we see that we got his key, target assassinated Duke Luca Bell. That's good luck. We actually didn't get duked. What the fuck? And I was surprised because I got duked multiple times in a row recently. And
But
again, it's 50%. So
another thing, what's the difference physically about the Duke and the replicate?
One of them like smokes more or something. Nothing that we could see.
Oh,
because
okay.
It's too slow. Yeah, they have the same voice lines, etc. The only thing you can see beforehand is if you try to pickpocket them. One of them gives a chest key, and one of them gives this key, the real key. Yeah. So we just kill and check, like we he was right there after the door, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So there, when that checkpoint basically happens, when that check mark happens, when that happens, that's when you can trigger the Megan cutscene, basically.
Okay.
So if I got bad luck, I would only lose and I would have to check like other locations. I wouldn't lose that much time
because Megan is
but I
not
would lose
here.
a bit. Yeah, he's not here yet. Yeah. So now we have to activate that, and then we just wait for Megan. In any percent, it gives you more time because we can get to Duke faster. But here it's a bit of a we can only save so much time basically. Here we place a whale oil tank. There is this lip on the boat. It's pretty hard to see. But this will protect Megan from getting hit by the explosion. It's like a wall, so nothing goes past this. But because we are above it, the explosion is going to hit us. So we wait. Basically, so we're losing time. There's like this crank sound that you hear. I'm actively because it's a bone charm. It's a random bone charm. There, it's like a hard to hear. It's a crank sound, and then it's just feel. I don't know how long it is. I've just been doing this so long. And then as soon as she talks, you can interact with her. So you blow up the whirl oil, turn around, interact with her. It skips like 15 seconds of dialogue because we get damaged. Yeah, it's a 15-second skip. So that's why you see me actually saving here. Before I shoot, I save. I do a quick save. Because if I fuck this up somehow, quick loading is going to take no time because it's a loading screen. And I can just try this trick again. I'm going to lose like 2 seconds or something versus 15. So this is like the only place where I quick save ever.
I wasn't expecting so much for this trick.
It's a lot. Fun fact, none of the speedrunners ever found that trick out. It was found by a random YouTube commenter who gave me the idea. No joke. He just said, oh, what if you used a whale oil tank there? We were like trying with like bottles and everything, and we did try whale oils before. But we couldn't figure out a good spot for it. And then somebody said, oh, yeah, just put it in the front of the fucking boat. It works. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, that helped. YouTube was fucking helpful for once. It's like
For
100,000
once.
shitty fucking meme comments and then one good one. I mean, I don't know if that offsets it. But
Yeah.
Here's another dialogue skip. When we go to the boat, it's very simple. You just look up. You just have to look all the way up. And then you throw the glass, and then if old Samuel could see me now, and it just skips the rest of the animation. It saves like 2 seconds. Here's like the worst section of the fucking game. This is the worst. Yeah, because you're going to be relying on whale oil climbing, which is FPS and input dependent, and it's dog shit. Also have like 15 climbs there. You do a leap here, and they just pray that you get to the end because you don't really have a lot of control. The reason why I'm saying you don't have a lot of control is because, again, another reason why I say that this is an inferior category is because with Corvo, we have jump, we have double jump, and we have blink, and we can control our double jumps to land exactly where the fuck you want. Now, do people do that? Of course they don't. They haven't spent fucking thousands of hours on this game. It's not necessary. But it allows for you to basically do this every fucking time. You can control the height of your jumps, and you can redirect the momentum of your leaps with blinks. Because you just go forward. I'm going forward. I'm still going this way. But I hit this wall, and it bonks me this way. So, blink again, coming in clutch. I blink past that fence. I just do a tiny hop, tiny hop, tiny hop, and then go all the way here. If you do full-size double jumps, doesn't quite work the same way. But here we have no control. We have single jumps. We just hope that none of these objects kill our speed. If they kill, then you just find a random object and leap as fast as you can.
Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna reconsider the fact of speedrunning the game in any percent after. Maybe.
It's good.
Maybe.
It's good. We have good tutorials for it.
Yeah, I see that.
So this trick is again the same whale oil climb, but you see me going backwards here as well, is because it's less volatile, because you can see the whale oil tank that we're grabbing it from here. It's basically placing it here every time I interact with it. So if I'm going forward, I have less to grab from.
Oh.
So if it like tilts, like you can kind of see it tilting, like you can see it like flitching and like tilting and shit like that. So if I'm going forwards, it's a big chance I drop it at some point, and then the run's just dead. So
tell me if I'm wrong, but when you pick the oil tank a bit earlier next to the just like that, you can be hit by the spike.
Oh, or like here, like when
Yeah.
you're going up. Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can get hit by that, and then that's gonna fuck you up as well. The same way, because you can see I move forward here slightly.
Oh.
I hit the wall and then I move forward.
Okay.
Just I do that like one bonk, because this is going to propel you this way. The way that spikes and things like that work here is they if you jump into them, they do this same momentum, but like even more, but like to the other side. So I would be jumping this way, and that would possibly lead me down to dying.
Okay.
And same thing here. You can get very easily stuck on this tree. So I have like that's why I start the run from here already. I go this way. And then when I go past that and I'm around these stairs, that's when I like turn.
Okay, some
So I don't
visual
get stuck
adjustment.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't like stuck on anything. Yeah, visual cues are a big thing for me.
Yep.
But this run doesn't really need them, again, because it's pretty simple, like all things considered. Here we have to aggro a witch, or otherwise we will get a hard cutscene. But like when we're in combat, the cutscene doesn't start because the game doesn't like that. And here, it's pretty awkward. But basically what happens is we shoot Delilah, and then within like couple frames of her being down, if you interact with the heart, she does this like twitching animation, and she doesn't actually start the proper animation of going inside the painting.
Oh.
Like you shoot her, boop, and then it cancels it. It cancels the animation. Because she's I think what happens is she's in like a weird position, and then the game tries to tilt her forward or whatever, and it can't. Like it can't place Delilah straight up. If you're too late, too early, it can happen. So what we do is we do that. We shoot her in the leg to make her fall down. But then we wait a specific amount of time. Again, visual cue for me is when her butt basically touches the floor. Like, now when she like does this like animation where her head like starts going backwards or whatever, then I use the heart, and then that's good. And then because we've used the heart, what the game does, it checks for Delilah's HP. So we've already done a bit of damage on Delilah. Okay, that's fine, whatever. But then we shoot her in the fucking head. She doesn't actually die here. But, I mean, the game thinks that she's in the painting, right? We already activated the heart. Surely, she's now mortal, quote unquote. Like, the game thinks that we've done enough damage. And then we can just finish the game. Because normally you would go inside the painting and kill her. This saves 13 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
huge.
not frame perfect or anything, but it's pretty fucking close. And again, 13 seconds at the end is big.
It's pretty huge, yeah.
It's pretty huge. So this is another reason why this does kind of suck. This is like a huge clutch moment because like if you're nervous as shit, like you normally are, like the Corvo ending. Is it a good example? I normally
I
don't.
feel beneath.
I don't usually shut up on my streams ever. But
But
like
at the same
here,
time,
I
I'm
usually
cursed. I'm
I stop talking
very nervous.
because I actually try to talk. Because this ending is fucking hard as well with Corvo. You have blind movement. You have
Can
to
I-
do a leap. All of this is on a timer as well because depending on Delilah's positioning, this is a shit position.
Oh,
Because we can't get here faster than this in no powers. So if we shoot her to the left leg, she will go this way, but she will actually bonk the painting and won't fall down. There's a chance that her hitbox hits these red things and she doesn't go down. So like,
it's necessary that she hits the floor between. Okay.
yes, yeah.
Thanks.
So this is obviously way harder because you have to, have to do a leap here. You have to do a very
Thanks.
timing memed fucking blink. These are really, really hard to do. And then you have
It's
to
okay.
aggro the
We have to
witch.
finish runs one way or another, even if we throw them at the very end or something.
And here we have Delilah standing. She's not like anywhere. This is the best position. We can't get this in no powers. So then, because there is nothing she can bonk,
Yeah.
you can do this really free.
Oh my god!
And I
Remember that.
it's a core memory unlocked basically because you kind of expect to throw it at the end because it is so precise. And I was like grinding for sub 20, so if I lost 13 seconds, I could have maybe gotten a new time, but it wasn't a sub 20, so that would have sucked. It was even. Just because I have to share, it was even because Emily is 1959. So Emily's climb up is even worse because I don't know if you've seen how Emily's power works.
Already?
Yeah, like a strings or something.
Yeah, she pulls this thing. Like you can manipulate it to leap you basically anywhere by jumping, and then you release far reach and spam F. And it gives you an insane speed like this. And we can do the exact same controls here, but we can't redirect leap because every time you activate far reach, it has a bit of a delay. Unlike blink, which is instant. So this climb up sucks with Emily even more because
So I'm sorry if it is.
aiming this thing is a nightmare. Just try it even casually. It's fucking horrible. And this climb up sucks so much more. And I fucked this up even.
What the fuck? Sorry.
There's a new climb that I came up with, and I fucked it up, and I was like, okay, well, there goes the sub 20, I guess. And she, like you can see, I was too slow because I was like 2 seconds. I was 2 seconds too slow, and this is, you just have to risk it. And what I do is I shot her in the left fucking leg.
To be
And
sure
just praised.
Oh, this sucks.
And she fell. I shot her in the left leg, and it hit her in the right leg. And she fell here, and it was really close that she didn't hit that, and I barely got this.
Okay.
We did it! I fucking
As I said earlier, like I shouldn't yell because last time when I yelled in this, like I lost my voice for like 3 days. So, I didn't want to do that because I want to stream daily, so fuck that, I guess.
Yes!
To be honest with you, I was thinking about talking the Dishonored 2 in this video because of that. Because I follow what you done of the game like a year or two, and I just give up. I made something else, and a few days or maybe week ago, I was thinking of you, and I was like, oh, again, Ricky, and I I watched the whole speedrun, and when you was yelling as hell, I was on on my speaker, and
oh god,
and my girlfriend was sleeping next.
Oh god.
And for like 2 minutes, she was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" But I was really happy for you. To be real, like
I get that.
I don't follow the whole evolution of the speedrun.
Yeah,
because as I was saying, the game I set to the aside and I do something else. But being just seeing you made a game that's meant to be played at least for 20 hours, made in less than 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's big. Yeah, minute boundaries are always huge. Like it's fucking nuts, right? Like this isn't going to go. Like we have nothing to skip. We can't get a sub 19. Like it's not possible. We can get this down. I can get I've been trying to get like a Corvo 1939, 1940 something, but I can't. Like sub 19 is impossible. There is no time. There is nothing to save. Because we can't skip the outsider cutscene with the timepiece. Like it's not feasible. We've tried everything we can. So there's nothing to skip.
At least for now.
We can't. Sorry.
At least for now.
At least for now, yeah. But like we can't. There is nothing. No other part can save time, even if we skipped it, because there isn't anything to skip other than that cutscene anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
So even if we somehow magically managed to skip even if we got 3 seconds from every single NPC interaction that we have to do, it wouldn't be enough because there's like 7 of them. Like we wouldn't be able to get a minute off. So it's just it was a big landmark because of that. So yeah, it's pretty big because of that. It was funny because that scream that made it to live stream fails on Reddit and it got like overnight like 60,000 views. I was laughing at it. People were happy about that too, even though they had no fucking clue what was going on. It's just, El Mao, he yelled, so it's funny. Which I mean, that's fair.
Many DB, so it's cool. I think. Yeah. No, man. To be honest with you, it's really awesome. Like you made something really, really great, really solid, and as you might saying, it's like sad because you don't have concurrence or something to battle against, and
competition. Like nobody fucking cares.
And it's really sad because you, as you might saying, for you at now you don't see or it is impossible in theory to make something better than already what you already done. Like as you might saying, if you have someone who save like 2, 3, 5 seconds on something, that would be huge. But yeah,
like I still try to grind for 90% times, but it's rough because the runs are pretty good. Even if I can get 15 seconds off, but every single leap kind of is a bit random, and all the guards and like everything. Then there's the riddle. Then there's Duke. Then there's you fucking up something because nobody's perfect, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's pretty hard for me to keep like consistency and attention. Like I can't. It's I have ADHD. I'm currently unmedicated on ADHD, so my focus just fucking slips. That's why I keep focus on chat and stuff, because then I can just play on auto. But like I would play better off stream if I didn't stream, if I just focused on the game, but I just can't be fucking arsed. Like it doesn't interest me. So it's one of those sort of things because I don't really do the speedrunning for speedrunning's sake. I do it because it's a reason for me to stream, and it's a reason for me to chat with people and meet people. And yeah, sure, okay, yeah, paying your rent is a cool side bonus, but even if I made money, but there was nobody chatting and I couldn't like talk with people, I wouldn't bother doing it because it would be boring as fuck. I would just use my time on something else, you know? So that's why when it collides that it's something is really interesting and fun to stream as well. Like when there's competition in this game, that's just like it's a match made in heaven, because then I have interest, I have motivation, I come up with all sorts of new shit all the time. But now, why the fuck would I boot up the game? Like I don't really have a reason to grind it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but at least you have made something really, really, really great, really solid. At least for you, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I usually try as well. Like compete against yourself.
Yeah, but I understand you. Like like I was saying, hours ago, you alone on the hill. Like there are no one that can compete with you, but at least you have the how can I say that, the regularity, the guts to go against human. And to be honest with you, like me, I don't have such feeling. And to be honest with you, it's really, really, really interesting to see someone who has these guts. Like,
yeah, I get that. Yeah, it is a lot of grinding, right? Like it's a lot of time wasted. Like, but then eventually you get a run and it's like, hey, it's cool, lol. But yeah, I mean, a lot of my time also does go towards just making resources and trying to make it as good of a run for others to join in as well, because it would benefit me as well.
yeah,
The more people play this game, the better for me, because I get more longevity out of it. If nobody ever speedruns this game again, I have no reason to grind it, so the game's dead to me. So it's one of those things. Like I don't like the situation where I am at, that nobody else has grinded the game as much as I have, because even though Seeker recently got a Corvo time, he still spent like good 2 months grinding one category to beat my time, which got beaten afterwards. There's fucking 9 categories. No one's gonna, at this point, in 2023, nobody's gonna put in that time. Like, there is nothing about this game that's like yelling. You know, it's not Super Mario 64. It's not fucking Celeste. It's not those games that inherently hook people. So, kind of sucks.
From my point of view, I think it's a good entry for the speedrunning community. Like, as you might, it's pretty awkward because as we talking about like the hardware requirements and other things, it's pretty hard to enter really in the leaderboard. But in fact, especially for me, to be honest with you, I already complete like 3 or 4 levels. That's not huge, but
it's something.
It's something, and in the time, I think it's pretty low. Like I do that in a week, maybe a week and a half. And for someone who has never been thinking about making a speedrun of a game, it's pretty huge.
Yeah, the first runs are pretty hard to learn, because there's a lot of maybe terminology, there's a lot of strategies, there are a lot of like things that just kind of click once you've done them a bunch. It's kind of like finding strategies. Like if you've speedrun 20 games and you know what engine they are on, like a lot of people who run Unreal Engine 3 games, they can find glitches instantly because they behave very similarly. That was also another reason why this game kind of sucked, because they made a new engine for this, Void Engine, and that didn't have the same quirks as the Unreal Engine that Dishonored 1 had. It had different quirks, but it you know, it took some time for us. So the early Steam kind of got killed because nobody was getting good frames, performance was shit, and we didn't have all that many glitches at the very start.
Yeah. And for the other games of Archon, like I was thinking about Prey. I saw some speedrun about Prey, and I don't think it's too far away from Dishonored 2 feelings, I think.
Yeah, it's just too short, sadly. Prey is like my runs are shit, but like even I have a 7-minute time, and I haven't ran this category. Leave the station is like 3 minutes now.
Oh, yeah.
And 80% is there's just a new recce a month ago, 6 minutes. So yeah, it's too like I can't. It needs to be like 20 minutes ish. Because again, like I've said, with the ADHD and stuff like that, if I'm at the start of the game too often, it just I just get bored and tired.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stream. I'm not going to be like there online and be like, hey, this is fine, guys. No, I'm just going to say, dude, guys, this sucks. Let's do something else, or I'm going to quit the stream because I'm never going to pretend that, I don't have that need to stream. It's just like an extra. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's why like Dishonored 2 all collectibles Corvo is like my favorite category. 35 minutes is pretty well optimized. And it's 35 minutes. You get to see a bunch of the levels. You collect all the shit, and it has a lot of glitches, a lot of new stuff that the 80% doesn't even have, and it's fun. It's really fun. 35 minutes. Yeah, sure, it has a lot of RNG because you pick up all the bone charms, so you obviously want the best bone charms possible. But I can get past that because once you do get past that RNG, it's like first 10 minutes or something. Then you have a really, really solid run, really fun run after that. Like it's one of those things. It's like really fast paced. Like it's very different. So maybe that's why I also don't like. Maybe that's why I also don't like no powers because the runs just feel so slow because they are right.
Yeah. After you show me Corvo and all the things, I feel you. I understand what you're saying.
There's like they're cool runs, and that's okay. And again, like we've had a couple people who've picked them up, and then, well, then they haven't because whatever. But I mean, come on, look at this leap. You leap through there. You can't even see the fucking window because the view distances are shit because I'm playing low. You can't even see which window is the open one. You're just gonna know it's that one. And then you blink through it. You barely make it. If you fuck that blink up, you're going to be stuck with a climbing animation. It's really slow. Fuck that. Nobody wants that. Like, there's some amazing shit in this. And it's just fun to play. But sadly, again, nobody's competed me with this since Björny left. Or, stopped playing. So, it has also kind of died down, sadly. Yeah, it's just, like, it's a lot of fun. And, I mean, the thing is, like, I can just do all of this and just chat with people. So it's like I don't need to ever talk about the run.
Yeah,
we just talk about fucking geopolitics of France or something. I don't care.
Yeah,
like it's great. It's fun.
It's more like a support than just a speedrunning thing. Like someone who never talked, who just focused at fuck as what he's doing. It's like you have something to do, but you can make something else between those things.
Yeah. It is also. I do feel that niche in a bit. It's pretty funny because a lot of people like watching runs, but like people usually do focus because I mean, come on, you want to focus for your speed runs.
Yeah.
Like because that's not my it's not the main goal for me. So it's like
it's pretty funny because you tell me that, but you fucking world record.
I mean, sure, but anybody can have world records. I mean, just play a fucking dead game, right? Like, it's fine. There are so many games out there. Sure, it's pretty hard to compete. Like, it's pretty hard to grab an entire leaderboard, but like, it's doable.
Yeah,
it's doable. You can, if you just get used to it and just enjoy it enough. I had the monetary incentive because I'm low income, so like getting 100 to 300 euros a month extra is like a big deal. From like just playing fucking video games, so I'll take it,
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
So yeah, if you have anything more,
No, I think I have something pretty solid. Thank you again, to be honest with you.
have
Yeah.
a good one.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.